Welcome to the Player 4 podcast.
I am Tristan, a.k.a. Shagrazir.
I am Alex, a.k.a. Chaos.
As he fades out. And I am Malachi, a.k.a. Kiba. And Joseph will not be joining us tonight because he is not feeling very well.
He got sick again.
He's dying.
You must construct additional energy.
Right now he's probably trying to construct additional medicine.
I'm not sure that's legal. What's on the agenda for tonight? Apparently Malachi is leading the podcast. So what are we talking about tonight, Malachi?
I do not know. I watched the video. Recently, which piqued my interest. Depending on how they go with it, might be really good. And that would be the Suicide Squad movie.
Well, I've not seen the latest trailer.
So
See what happened.
I'm not gonna. The trailer. You should go watch it. It's hard to describe. If I'm not mistaken, I seen Will Smith as a bad guy in it, which is surprising.
Oh, yeah, he's Deadshot.
Oh,
yeah,
I did not realize that.
They're changing people's races again because Deadshot was always a white guy in the comics, I thought. Okay, so I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't know if the trailers are just doing a bad job of explaining it, if people just aren't getting it, or if they're actually going in a different direction with the story. Because my understanding of the Suicide Squad, from my exposure to the Suicide Squad, is that these are all basically condemned villains who have been implanted with remote detonating devices and then told, you're going to go do this mission. And this mission is supposed to have an overall, a net positive outcome, but the way that they achieve it is usually through violence. You know, it's like, go into this country and kill the leaders of this country so that we can set up a more benevolent government. And if they don't, you know, adhere to their orders, and their orders will include something like, you cannot exceed this number of civilian casualties, and if you go over this many civilian casualties, we're going to detonate the bomb inside your head and kill you. So that's their incentive for doing good things instead of bad things, but they're still bad guys being forced to do sort of
the girl is Harley Quinn, right? I'm not saying that.
Harley Quinn is in there, but also Katana, I think is her name.
Yep, I seen her. She has like a smoke around her most of the time.
She wears like a ninja cat suit and a mask.
Yes.
She's got the white fox mask on.
Yes. Yeah, she's in the new trailer.
In one of the iterations of the DC Comics, she was the daughter of the Sportsmaster, who is one of the bad guys. And she's kind of one of those gray area bad guys where she doesn't really care if she has to kill somebody to get something done, but her ultimate goals aren't just like truly evil. The last thing I ever knew about her was that she was going after Deathstrike, who is Slade Wilson, because he had taken a shot at her family and tried to kill all of them.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, I don't know a whole ton about DC, so I think I should be able to enjoy that movie, so I'm actually going to be kind of pumped to go see that, especially if it goes in a good way. In part of it, it showed they were just walking down, or they were proceeding to their objective, and Harley Quinn just bashes a window open and takes a purse out of a window. She's like, what? We're bad guys.
Yeah, they're bad guys doing bad things for good reasons, for bad reasons. They're sent into situations where brute force is the only way to make things better. So they're sent in to do what they normally would do, but it's for the benefit of somebody.
But they're doing it very terribly evil.
Oh, they always find, ways to bend their orders and still do super bad things while under orders and not get killed for it. That's kind of the whole thing, is like, these are still people who want to do evil, and they're going to find ways to do as much evil as they can while still fulfilling enough of the objective that they don't lose their lives. Actually, the TV show Arrow, which is about the Green Arrow and his origins, it depicted the Suicide Squad, and Deadshot was a part of it, and the bodyguard character Diggle was also a part of the Suicide Squad, though I don't think that he has an explosive in him or anything. Deadshot was shown to only have, gone as bad as he did because of he had PTSD and then started taking it out on his wife after he came back from the war, so he got put in the asylum, and they implanted him and put him in the Suicide Squad after that. But he was still ultimately trying to do good. He just wasn't good at it because he was kind of crazy.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's the only thing really I thought was interesting.
And I feel like it's more Joker than I thought there was going to be.
Was the Joker before Suicide Squad or after Suicide? It's like where he actually is fully the Joker, where he fully embraces it.
He only embraced the Joker part of him at this point.
During the Suicide Squad or before it?
I think he'll already have been Joker. So going into the film, he's already actually.
Gotcha. Alex, you're really terrible right now.
Why am I really terrible right now?
You're the bridge between, the three of us, and I'm really terrible, and Alex is really terrible, so we're actually making each other worse.
Oh, man.
Tristan's fault.
Oh, funny thing. Very hilarious thing. So, wait. I already said this in the last podcast, I think. Did I say something about that new Quentin Tarantino movie?
Yeah, you said a little bit. You told us that it didn't live up.
Yeah. Oh, no, did I mention about the Deadpool trailer during it?
No.
Okay, so it was a funny thing. So we're in an R-rated movie, and they show the Green Band Deadpool trailer.
Right.
It's just funny.
You did tell us, yes, so it was censored.
Yeah, that's just hilarious. Still looking forward to that movie. It's coming. It's only like February 4th or 12th, right? Around Valentine's Day. Did you see the banner for that? There's actually a banner for the movie that says love will triumph. It shows Wade and his wife next to each other, and it says Deadpool, true love never dies, Valentine's Day. And it looks like a happy picture, but it's not going to be a very friendly movie.
I always loved that portion of the original trailer where he's in the car that's rolling toward the guy, and he's holding up the drawing going, I made you this.
You have to see the one where he's like, have you seen this man? And it shows him shooting the guy.
No, not that man. That man is me. The one getting shot. Have you seen him? I need to shoot him.
The car's flipping, and he's like, wait, did I leave the stove on? Just the randomness. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait for it. Hopefully it lives up to it too. I'm really hoping.
Wow.
So what do you guys got going on? Tristan, he's got a job for now. He's got a contract, which is awesome. You're down in... Where are you down in again? Connecticut.
I've just finished my third day of work at Perkin-Elmer.
Nice. That's awesome. And you said your boss likes you?
He seems to, yes. I spent a lot of today on the phone with him because he left work early since the machine that we need to be using, which is a laser welder, is not functioning correctly right now.
Oh no.
So he took off to work from home and take care of some personal stuff. And then, a couple hours later, I started getting emails and phone calls from him. And so I was setting up us taking this laser welder to get serviced. So it might, at this point, it's looking like it might end up with me and him on a road trip for work tomorrow.
Road trip?
Yeah. It's like a 2-hour drive to get to the service center.
Wow.
It might just be him going by himself, but he said that he might want me to go with him.
Get some quality time with the boss.
Quality time with my boss.
Always a fun thing to think about.
He's a funny guy. I like him.
What about you, Alex? What's hot and fresh with you?
Hot and fresh. I'm going to see a movie. As of this recording, know when this will come out. Next Wednesday at this recording, that'll be good. And then, of course, a few weeks later, Deadpool comes out.
Alex, you're dead. You died.
I'm done. I blame Tristan.
Oh, I blame Alex.
No, it's not my fault.
Well, I blame Alex and me.
So what did you hear of my stuff?
We heard that in a week when the podcast comes out, you might have already watched Deadpool or something like that.
No, you're gonna watch a movie. We didn't hear the movie.
Laser Team.
A Laser Team. Gotcha.
Laser Team! That movie was great. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's still, the first movie of a company that's never done anything quite so big, so it's, still got, flaws and growing pains, but I thought it was amazing for something they've never, a bigger project than they have ever taken on before. Alex is just angry because I keep rubbing it in his face that I've already seen it.
Oh, yeah, you got to see it early. I remember you saying something about that.
Yeah, they did a screening while I was in Texas at the Alamo. So something good came out of being in Texas, even if a job didn't.
So I see. So there was a crash, and they each took a part of a suit instead of one having the whole thing.
Right.
Walls.
And they have, no idea how to use it. And they suck. Quite basically.
So this is from Rooster Teeth. How much of it is Rooster Teeth oriented? All of it?
Well, so 3 of the 4 main characters are all Rooster Teeth employees of note. Bernie, Michael, and Gavin are 3 of the 4 main characters. And there are scenes throughout the film that are references to other, media that Rooster Teeth has created. But even if you don't know Rooster Teeth or anything about them, it's still a funny movie because any references to Rooster Teeth itself are tangential or not plot important. So even if a reference or a hand wave goes over your head, the rest of the movie, it just looks like a scene. And then everybody else who knows Rooster Teeth goes, oh, that's a reference to the slow-mo guys, or, oh, that's a reference to Rage Quit. But it doesn't make it less funny not knowing those things because they don't center the joke on knowing that reference. They just throw it in, just throw a line or a visual effect in that makes the scene, helps bring the scene together. But if you know the reference, then it's just like a little added bonus. It's an Easter egg, It's just an added bonus if you find it, but you don't lose anything if you don't notice it.
Okay, that's cool. Now, so for the Rooster Teeth community out there, you definitely recommend them go see it because for what it is, it's really good.
Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought that they had a decent story. I think that all the guys, played their roles very well. I think that the effects were very fun. They had some really cool ideas with the superpowers that each of the different portions of the suit granted individually, and how they had to kind of learn to use the superpowers in tandem in order to actually overcome some of the problems that they were faced with. I think that they did. I thought that their pacing was at times a little slow, but overall, I would rather the pacing be too slow. It wasn't so slow that it was bad, but I would rather it be the speed that it was than have been too fast. I think that they really focused on the fact that these guys had to overcome their own, individual problems and work like a team. And so you get very deep in the movie and they're still not working as a team. And so, they really do.
Careful to give too much.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good movie. Yes.
Sorry, I just was just being careful not to give too much information for Alex because he's definitely seeing it, and I may see it. Not sure. I don't know if it'll be around here. Is the question because here in Corning, they do not like to have anything good here, and it's at occasions that things are at.
Well, there's a website you can go to try and get the film set up in your area.
Oh, really? You can petition for things to be released in there?
If you can get 50 ticket purchases on the website, you basically go to the website and say, here's my local theater, and you buy a ticket. and you basically, you sign up and give them your credit card number or whatever, and it basically is a placeholder. It says, if the movie is approved to come here, I will buy one ticket. And then you give the link to that site to all of your friends, and then they buy tickets, and you tell as many people about it as you can. If they get sales or more, then they'll do a showing at that theater.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would do. Is it just for Rooster Teeth kind of thing, or is it for everything that you could do it for?
I mean, this is the first movie that I've heard that you can do that for, but I mean,
okay,
you don't have to be a Rooster Teeth site in order to do it.
Well, no, because I was just wondering, because, like, there's been anime that's been released, and it's just, like, it's never been in theaters here, and I would have been, like, stoked to see an anime movie. Like Steam Boy was released in very select theaters around the U.S.
All of those movies play at the Brattle Theater in Cambridge, so my friend Sam goes to see all the anime movies that play there.
So like stuff like that, I'd love to have here. Like
they played all the Malachi films at Brattle.
That's bullshit. Oh. Now we're getting me all heated. Getting me all heated up. So we got anything going on upcoming with the P4 craft or anything like that?
Yes, P4 craft releases one a month.
One a month. Nice.
One a week. One a week.
One a week?
That's what I totally said.
Releases every Tuesday.
How many have we got up to so far? Like 4 or 5? We've
only released 2 recently.
Okay.
But I think by the end we'll have something like 13 P4 craft videos up when all the ones that we've got go up.
Had to be edited and polished.
Joseph's been blowing through those. I mean, he's just been, this one's done, this one's done, this one's done.
Even while he's been sick.
Probably part of the reason why.
It's probably part of why he's sick. He gets sick, so he doesn't want to do the podcast, but he can still edit while he's sick, so that's what he does. He sits there and goes, well, I can still edit while I'm sick, I just can't record while I'm sick. So he goes and edits.
It'd be funny if there was some, like, mishap in his edit. Like, because he fell asleep halfway through it.
Well, when we're editing these things, we go through it too many times to let anything big slide through. Little stuff gets through all the time, like I'll miss a bleep or something like that. Joseph's always telling me that I missed bleeps. Like, you missed a bleep? Where? You said
something that's also coming out pretty soon, in a week actually. Mighty Number 9. Done by the creator of Mega Man, to my knowledge, off of Kickstarter. He started it on.
Lucky Number 9?
Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. Wait, is that like Big Hero 6 or something like that?
No, it's like Mega Man. Oh. It's made by the Mega Man creator, but since he doesn't work or doesn't have rights to Mega Man anymore, it looks mildly Mega Man-ish, but it might be good. To what I've seen of it, it looks pretty neat. I was looking forward to it. Keiji Mifune.
Mifune.
Yeah, and he's the one that did Mighty Number 9.
So is he going to save the world from an egg-shaped enemy?
I do not know. So apparently it's only going to be $30, so I'm hoping there's not a stupid amount of DLC.
Mighty Number 9 is a game.
Yes, it's a game.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was a movie.
No,
I don't know why.
I
guess I just imagined that this director who used to work on Mega Man would have decided to take his character to the big screen.
So Keiji Mifune is the producer along with Nick Yu. Director is Koji Amada. It says Mighty Number 9 closely resembles Keiji Mifune's most successful work, Mega Man, in both gameplay and character design, and is considered as a spiritual successor. So it might be pretty good, because I've always enjoyed them. Personally, I've always enjoyed the Mega Man games, so if Keiji
I was never good at the Mega Man games.
I
was never very good at 2D platformers to begin with. Like, I could work through them, but it was never a strength of mine. But Mega Man was one of those where I'd get through the level with, like, one health bar thing left, and then the boss would come out and just destroy me. And then I'd go and fight the boss like 6 times, and I'd finally get fed up after I, scissors man or whatever destroyed me for 6. I don't know, he had like scissors on his head or something.
Yeah, that's like Cutman, I think. They're very simple. Yeah, they have literally very simple names. I don't remember all the Mega Man character names. But so were you any good at platformers, Alex?
I'm okay. I never really beat the Mega Man. It depends on the platformer.
What about Mario?
I can decently at Mario. I can't do amazing. I think probably platformer, like an old school platformer, and that I've actually beaten is Ranger X. Oh, so that's pretty cool. You're like a robot, or if like you just have a suit, you can like collect different power ups like throughout the level.
What was the name of the game again?
Ranger X.
Ranger X, okay. Oh man, a really good platformer back in the day that I loved was Vector Man.
Never got into that.
That was a great. The concept of it was great. You were just a junk robot that humans left the planet, and you're left to clean it up. And the sentient leader of everything was actually a warhead, literally warhead. He decides, frick humans, we're just going to take over everything ourselves, and it's just going to be ours. And so you're going out to stop them from just taking over the Earth. So you have to fight your way through a bunch of robots. You have to fight through a bunch of robots that are meant for cleaning up, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, Tristan, what was your favorite platformer? I know Abe's Odyssey is being really good.
I was actually going to say probably the most exotic one I played was Abe's Odyssey. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey was a 2D platformer for the PC. It came out, I think, in 97. I know that it was in the early era of getting rid of the limited number of lives thing in platformer games. Like, I played Rayman before that, and I could almost to the last boss in Rayman. And that was a 2D platformer, but Rayman limited you in lives. And so if you ran out of lives and you needed at least a couple relives to get through a level, then you had to go back to the early levels and accumulate points to get lives back. Abe's Odyssey, I remember it advertised on the box, infinite lives, and under that it said you'll need every one of them. It introduced grabbing onto ledges and pulling yourself up. It introduced kind of a stealth element where there's a depth to the screen. There would be the platform in the foreground, a platform in the midground, and a platform in the background, and there might be ways to transfer from foreground to background kind of thing, or you might not notice it at first, but you're walking on the platform, and there's a platform in the background that you actually can't access, but there's an enemy on that platform, and the primary enemies in Abe's Odyssey had ranged weapons, and they could shoot from the background to the foreground. So you'd be running along, and all of a sudden you'd get dead, and it would be because somebody in the background shot you. Stuff wasn't limited to linear interaction. There was a lot of time-based puzzles, and jumping-based puzzles, where it wasn't just land on this platform. You would go into a room. It was a side-scroller, but you would get one screen at a time. You'd walk from one end of the screen to the other, and then it would shift the whole thing, and you'd be back on, the left side of the screen, heading to the right again. The whole pathway in front of you would be strewn with explosive mines, and you'd have to position yourself exactly correctly, and then do basic and long jumps to land exactly between bombs, and then there would be other bombs that would have, patterns. They would be blinking red and green in a pattern, and you would have to figure out the pattern and then hit the activate button at the right moment so that you tap it when it's green to disarm it. It was a really cool game, and you could beat, the whole game, you could work your way through it and get to the end and still lose, because there was a sub-quest to it where you had to, the game was set around, you needed to escape a place. You went and you met a shaman, and he helped you to transcend and gain a higher power, and then you had to go back and shut down, using this new power you gained, shut down the place you had escaped from. But on your way leaving the place and on your way back in to destroy it, you had chances to find hidden areas that would have other people who were the same race as you, and you were all enslaved. That's why you escaped. And you had a chance to save them. And if you didn't save enough of them before the end of the game, then even if you went into the final room, you could still lose, because regardless of what you did, you end up captured at the end of the game. And you only win if you've saved enough of your brethren, and they choose to give you their power in a DBZ-esque spirit bomb kind of thing. Otherwise, you just die. So it was a fun game. It was an innovative game. It was a very, very unforgiving game.
That's one thing about games
That's
nowadays.
why it was unlimited lives.
Yeah, see, I like stuff like that. I love it where it's a challenge, but it's forgiving enough. It's just nowadays they're just like, oh, you can just have everything and everything's going to be easy. Just go play.
Yeah, that's
our generation. I just wish things were challenging like old games back in the day.
Well, heck, like platformers, I can those. There's so many games now through the campaign, and then like this is such a good game. I'm going to go back and play it again. Think about it, and you're just like, I really don't want to start.
Yeah, but anyways, any last notes for the podcast? We got anything else we want to mention?
Play games, watch movies.
Play games, watch movies.
Well, I'm also interested in seeing the Suicide Squad, so watch that movie.
And also, Laser Team for the Rooster Teeth. Support Rooster Teeth and go and watch that.
Yeah!
I would say that, yes, Guardians were announced for RTX this year, and Tristan and I met.
We get to be Guardians again!
Oh, you guys do? Very nice, very nice. It's because you guys were once before, so it's easier for you to get in.
I mean, that helps a bit.
It helps necessarily.
So they probably look at what they need and then have they been here before and then go from there.
I mean, people have a better chance of getting in lately just by virtue of the fact that RTX keeps growing. Because they have more attendees, they need more Guardians to keep things under control.
Yeah.
So, like, especially last year, there was a huge boom in Guardians just because there was a huge boom in attendees the previous year, and they didn't have enough Guardians to handle everything. So they knew they needed more Guardians this time.
So people that want to help should make sure they apply this year then, right?
They try to make sure they get a mix of new and old.
Yeah. It's a good policy to have instead of just taking what's comfortable and what works.
Because when those people aren't there, you're going to need other people who know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because not everyone can always make it.
Be there. I don't know about you, Tristan, but I always hope to be there.
Yes, I also think that it's going to remain one of my annual events for a while. A long, long while.
Alright, so everyone just keep playing games, watch some good movies.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Okay, now we can start talking.
Joseph was going to murder us when he gets to
I showed up at a good time at the goodbyes.
Oh, wow.
Alex is a robot.